Hey guys, I'm back with another video. I am so happy that I'm able to make another video for you guys. I promise I'll be consistent, and I hope I will be, because that's my mission for this year, to make more consistent YouTube videos. Before I start with this tutorial, which is about brush cleaning, I wanted to say there's some interesting stuff that's been going on. Basically, I've been included in this list of 70 other YouTube gurus poll on Ryan Seacrest's website. Basically, they're trying to find the most popular or most favourite makeup artists on YouTube, and I've been included in it, and I feel so flattered. I feel so like, oh my god, like really me? You know, it's just amazing. So to have been even included in this list is, you know, is amazing in itself. But to be going and getting your votes is completely like, oh my god, you guys are amazing. So I just wanted to include that. If you do want to vote for me, if you see me as one of your favourite makeup artists, then please go and check the link below and have a look at the others. You know, I'm not telling you to vote for me, I just want you to know that there is a poll, and if you guys want to vote, then it's there. There's lots of other people on there, you know, people that I watch myself: Candy Johnson, Wayne Goss, Lisa Eldridge, all the others. So just thought I'd let you know, and I would appreciate if you do vote for me, but you don't have to, so you decide who you want to vote for. So I'm going to start with a tutorial. If you want to learn how to clean your brushes my way, then just stay tuned. So I'm going to show you how I clean my brushes my way. There's no necessarily right way, as long as you're making sure that your brushes are clean, sanitized and well conditioned. When you're cleaning your brushes, don't force the brush hairs down and change their shape. You have to be extremely gentle when cleaning your brushes so that you don't disrupt the natural hairs on the brush. So what you should do when you're drying the brushes or cleaning the brushes, when you're pressing on any surface, you don't want to be swirling them too vigorously like that. You're better off just giving them gentle strokes like this. Even inside the pot, I'm just showing you for illustration purposes, just give them gentle strokes like this to keep the hairs intact and in the right shape. You can use brush guards as well to help maintain the shape of your brush hairs. Also, another thing that you have to realise is that there is glue at the base around here, and there's glue to hold the brushes. So there's glue to hold this this part of the handle, and this is called the ferrule, and there's glue also to hold the brush hairs. And so what you need to make sure is that when you're putting your, whether it's alcohol or water, try not to get the water above this line, because it will eat away at the glue with the wood, and then you might, you know, you might damage your brush and the ferrule might come off from the other side. I'm just gonna go into it and show you how I clean the brushes. What I do, I get 1 pot of warm water. This is just a container. I got this from IKEA. I don't necessarily use this all the time. You can use a bowl full of water. And then I would include the shampoo. There's not a certain quantity that I would use, but just a good amount to make sure that the brushes are well and truly clean. So I'm going to start off with this very thick, dense brush. This is my buff brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to swirl it around. You have to make sure that you give it a good soaking inside. You don't want to like leave it overnight or anything. You just want all the foundation in between the hairs to come off. Now, the reason I do this first is because if I just put it straight into the alcohol, it does tend to dry up the hairs on the brush. So you don't necessarily want to always use alcohol all the time, but sometimes if you want to make sure that your brushes are well conditioned, then do use a conditioning shampoo. So once I've used the conditioning shampoo, it's taken most of the foundation off, but not completely taken it away. I then put it into the next pot of water and give it a good stir. And that's still not completely clean. What I then do is take my towel, so I have a towel here, and I would just wipe off the alcohol, the water that's on there, and just make sure that it's a little bit less damp. Just give it a good wipe on the towel, and obviously a towel that you don't mind having makeup on. So I tend to use a black towel so that obviously when it comes to cleaning it, I don't necessarily want to see any traces of foundation left. So the brush is still not completely clean. The reason being is that shampoo alone or fairy liquid or any detergent is not necessarily going to sanitize it completely. So I've put some alcohol in this container, and again, if you've seen my favorites video, then you would have seen that I use alcohol, 99.9% pure alcohol in there. Now you have to understand that this is not drinking alcohol. This is, you know, used for sanitary purposes. This is used in hospitals. It's even used in some household good cleaning products and things like that. So for those of you who are asking me about the Islamic stuff, then it's fine to use this for cleaning. I'm not going to be drinking it, so just bear that in mind. I'm just going to pour this alcohol into the container. I'm putting quite a bit in there so that it's about halfway filled. And now what I'm going to do is take my brush and I'm going to swirl it inside. And you can see instantly that's taken off a lot more than what had previously come out inside the other dish. Give that a good squeeze on either side of the jar. I may teach you how to make a homemade version of this pot, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so I've just literally, it looks so much cleaner, and now I'm just going to dip it back into the water and rinse off any of the alcohol that's on there. Once I've done that, I'll just take a tissue and take off any of the excess water by squeezing it. And then give the brush a good clean all around. So that has most probably cleaned my brush a lot thoroughly than if I were just to put it in the alcohol alone or in a shampoo alone. What I would then do is I would rest the brush on its flat on its side like this, because if we were to keep it upright, the water or alcohol, whatever traces are left, might start to drip down, and we don't want the hairs to get loose or anything like that. So we need to make sure that it's laying flat and it just dries naturally, usually overnight. So if you do this the night before you have a wedding or a client booked, then do the brush cleaning a night or at least 2 nights before, so that your brushes are completely dry. You can, however, just use alcohol on its own. This is for quick brush cleaning. So for example, if I thought that I may have another client and I needed to clean my brushes thoroughly, then I would use just the alcohol on its own, give it a swirl and then take off the excess like so. That's the best way to sanitize your brushes quickly, and for the brush hairs to dry quickly as well, because as soon as the brush hairs have water on them, they won't dry as quick. So if you just use pure alcohol, the alcohol will evaporate. So this is my 3D foundation brush, nice and clean and sanitized. Again, just laying it flat like so. And if you wanted to, you can use a bit of olive oil on some tissue, just a drop or two, and then just make sure that it's well saturated into the tissue. And then what you can do to condition the fibres is just swirl it around in the olive oil, because you don't want to soak the brush with olive oil. And naturally the olive oil will condition the fibres and the alcohol will still evaporate from the brush. And that's another way to condition your brush. If you needed to sanitize and clean brushes very, very quickly and you had no time to do this, you can use this product called Beauty So Clean. It's excellent for using on the go if you have multiple clients. You can even use it and spray it on your makeup. So I would highly recommend this if you're trying to find another way to clean your brushes in a kind of quicker way, and also to make sure that you're sanitizing correctly and cleaning the products very, very well. It is easier to do that with smaller brushes and maybe not necessarily great for larger brushes. So for example, this is my small buff brush. What I would do is I would spray it, you can spray it directly on the brush, and then on the tissue just give it a good swirl, and then it will just come off. You can do that a few times if you wanted to, but at least, even if the product so that looks more or less clean, I maybe would go again and spray a little bit more and go on top with the tissue and just give it a good buffing around. So that's just for spot cleaning, but if you want more intense cleaning, then do use shampoo and then water and then the alcohol. And these are the rest of the brushes. I'm going to get cracking on them. I've got a client tomorrow, so I hope that helped teach you how to clean your brushes thoroughly, how to make sure that they're well sanitized, clean and ready for your next client. And if you have any questions, or if you have any other tips, then please do share. I did get a tip actually from somebody who told me that you can use vinegar. So swirl it in vinegar and then use olive oil as well. So that's another tip. If you have any others, then do share them with me, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next video. And don't forget to check out that Ryan Seacrest website and vote for me if you do want to. You don't have to, but you can if you want to. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.